Husband punched hole in the wall because the baby woke up. I don't know the next steps. I'm feeling really lost and confused right now, unsure of what to do or how to handle what just happened. I 31F noticed the other day that one of the light switches in our bedroom was taped up, and when I asked my husband, 31M, about it, he told me he had punched it in frustration. Apparently, this happened the other night when our baby woke up after he had just put him to bed. I wasn't home at the time, and my husband was dealing with putting all of the kids to bed by himself. He said he had just laid down after finally getting the baby to sleep, but then the baby woke up again shortly after. He admitted that in his frustration, he hit the wall and broke the light switch. This isn't the first time something like this has happened, and honestly, I don't know how to feel about it. Over the past 8 years, there have been about 4 to 6 incidents where my husband has let his temper get the better of him. Maybe there are more instances that I don't even know about. I remember one time when he threw a pacifier at the wall in frustration, and it left a small dent. Another time, after we got into a heated argument, he threw a chair against the fence, and it broke a hole in it. These moments don't happen all the time, but they stick with me when they do. And now, this latest incident with the baby waking up has me feeling really uneasy and unsure of what to do next. The thing is, my husband is incredible in so many ways, and it makes this all so much harder to process. He's truly an amazing dad. He's thoughtful, patient, and incredibly attentive with our kids. I grew up with a father who was abusive, both physically and verbally, so I know what real abuse looks like. My husband is nothing like that. He's always been loving, considerate, and devoted, especially when it comes to parenting. He's the type of dad who takes time to understand our children's needs. He never yells at them, and he's extremely involved in their lives. I've never felt like he would harm our kids, but these moments of temper flare-ups make me feel unsettled. It's hard for me to reconcile this gentle, caring man with the person who occasionally loses control and damages things in our home. I don't know if this kind of behavior is normal, or if I'm missing red flags that I should be paying more attention to. It's confusing because on one hand, it's not like this is happening every week or even every month. It's spread out over many years. But on the other hand, the fact that it happens at all leaves me feeling scared and unsure of what the future holds. I don't want to overreact, but I also don't want to minimize what could be early signs of a deeper issue. Should I be talking to someone about this? Should I consider calling the police if it happens again? I'm genuinely at a loss for how to move forward. Has anyone else been in a similar situation, and if so, how did you deal with it? I need some advice on what the next steps might be, because I'm feeling pretty overwhelmed. Edit. After reading through some comments, I see a lot of people mentioning the impact this could have on our kids. Thankfully, our older 2 kids have never witnessed any of his outbursts. He doesn't even raise his voice in front of them, and we make a point not to fight or argue around them. In fact, we don't really fight that often at all. I would say that 90% of the time, he's incredibly calm and collected. He's the type of person who keeps his cool in most situations, which is part of what makes these outbursts so jarring when they do happen. He only seems to lose his temper when he's alone, and most of these incidents have happened in isolation. Over the course of 8 or 9 years, there have only been a handful of times where something like this has occurred, but the recent one with the baby really set off alarm bells in my mind. It's hard to understand how something like our baby waking up could trigger such a strong reaction from him, and it's making me question whether these are signs of a bigger problem. I know he would never harm our children, and I can't imagine him ever becoming violent with them, but I'm realizing now that I need to take these moments seriously. It's starting to dawn on me that these could be early signs of domestic violence, and it's important to address them now before things escalate further. I've never felt unsafe in my marriage before, but I'm beginning to wonder if I've been too forgiving of these moments, brushing them off as one-time incidents when they may actually be part of a larger pattern. I appreciate the insight from everyone who has shared their thoughts and experiences. It's helping me to see things more clearly and realize that I may need to take action sooner rather than later.